Hey guys, I'm back for episode 2. So after posting the video and becoming a member of quite a few Facebook groups regarding chainsaws, got a lot of comments back from you guys, which has been awesome. So I'm just going to go through some of these fixes, especially the sort of easy to do potential fixes and the free ones. So the first thing, or probably the most common thing that people have noted, which I totally agree with, is in regards to the chain. So we've got my filing techniques have been questioned, which is fair enough. So I have been trying to keep all the filing even on both sides, and yes, I am pulling the file in the correct direction. I'll do a bit of a better close-up here, hopefully, of what the chain looks like at the moment, and see if anyone can point me in the right direction there, because I don't know. So that's currently what the teeth look like. So they're getting a bit of a build up on the top here, probably just from it smoking and burning, and there's plenty of oil on there. The chain tension, someone said that's probably slightly tight, but it's probably not too bad. I don't think it's the problem. Someone mentioned this is a semi-chisel chain and they recommend a full chisel so that there's a real sharp edge, which I do. If I do have to buy a new chain, I'll most likely go that way because that makes a bit of sense to me, a bit more aggressive. So I've got this depth gauge guide here. So then if I position that on top of the teeth, then a lot of people have said that the depth gauges are too high and they need to be filed down, even possibly from a brand new chain. But this here is showing that that's not the case at all. Unless I'm using this wrong, or this depth gauge isn't right. I don't know. See, there's no depth gauge sticking out the top of there. But I've got nothing to lose, so I'm going to take 3 strokes off all the depth gauges and see if that makes a difference. Because worst case here, well, worst case for the chain is I'm buying a new chain, even though this one's about 12-15 hours old. So I'm taking 3 strokes off each one and then just rounding it over so it doesn't leave a sharp edge. So this time I'm going to use a file, and yes, it has got a guide on it. I can free file as well, but I'm going to use a guide. So I've been filing at 35 degrees. Someone said to bring it back to 30. I'm going to align it with whatever this guide is. I think this guide's at 30. So I'm going to pull it back to that and see if that makes a difference as well. This is what that tooth looks like after it's been filed. Does that look bad? Does it look good? I don't know, is that hooking around too much? I'm trying to put pressure not down but into the left hand side of it. I've watched quite a few videos on it. I don't think I'm too far away from where it should be. Not enough to make it not cut at all. So I'm trying to keep that file as flat this way as possible. Now whether or not I'm doing that's probably another question, but that's what I'm trying to do. filing the tooth inside out, and then getting the light on there and just making sure I know there's a sharp point. That's pretty sharp. That would probably cut my finger if I pushed hard enough. There is a bit of a burr on top. So can you kind of see that? There's a bit of a burr on top there. See, just there. Or a bit of a chip. Now should that be like that? I'm doing an even number of strokes per teeth. In this case 5 seems to be getting the job done. And I'll do the same on the other side. So we're on the other side now. So I'm being careful to try to do the same amount in even strokes on the other side. Which is always quite hard because it's back-ending. And I'm making sure that this alignment mark on the file is parallel to the bar. So some of you are asking what happened to the old chain and bar. Well, I've actually just managed to find it. So this is a still chain that was on it. This is a 16 inch. And you can see this here wasn't cutting at all well. And I can kind of see why. Because some of these teeth are quite chipped. They seem to be different lengths. So different depths. It's a big chip off that. Pretty rounded. Yeah, look at that one there. And here's the bar, which, yeah, is probably getting on a bit. It's probably still alright. It needs a bit of a... See, it's starting to get a bit divoted out in there. But I think I've seen worse. I don't know how much of a difference does that make. Don't know. And it's a bit burred on the side, so I'll give that a bit of a bit of a rustle up as well. Now, one of the viewers said that it might have an air leak, and the way to check that is to spray some carb cleaner near the flywheel. So on here, I'm guessing, straight through this grill, and into near the clutch drum around here. So I've taken all those bits off. I'll fire it up and I'll see what happens. Now hopefully this isn't one of these things like you're sitting there going, why the hell is he doing this? What a muppet. Why did he listen to that guy? So we'll see. Okay, so if that saw stopped, apparently there's a leak. And it didn't stop, so I'm guessing there's not a leak. But tell me otherwise. Tell me if that was stupid, or tell me if I did that wrong, or tell me if that's proved a point. So that seemed to cut better. It's taking bigger chips out. Maybe those depth gauges could come down some more, maybe. It's still bogging down. You get a third of the way through, quarter of the way through, and it's... So, I don't know. What do you reckon? Is it still that? Is it the chain? Should I get a new one? Should I go to a shorter bar? Is the engine lacking power? Should I just take it into the steel shop? Yeah, what do you guys reckon there? So I've decided to sharpen up this old chain and see if I can get it going to a level to do a comparison. Now it's pretty shot, as I showed you before. So it needs quite a bit of filing. So there's some bigger chips there, there's also a lot of dust. So it's sort of doing a similar thing. I know it gets bigger and harder in the middle of that stump, but it really is not cutting once it gets sort of almost halfway through. So yeah, what do you guys reckon?